the most important 10 minutes of your programming career, which I keep telling. If you can understand this, control statements, three types of control statements: selection statements, iterative statements, jump statements. Three types of statements: selection statement, iterative statements, jump statements. So if you see, there are three types of control statements. Okay. Selection statements, iterative statements, and jump statements. Tomorrow I'll ask everybody. Okay. As it is this diagram, I want you people to write it and show it to me. Okay. You write it with pen and paper and share it in WhatsApp. Okay. Before tomorrow's class, and in the class, I will ask you within selections. Okay. Within selection statements, you have if state. See, selection means only one. You are selecting only one. Life partner, selecting one, right? Like selection, if statement. Now father is telling the son. Okay, father is telling the son, if you get more than 95%, okay, if you get more than 95%, I'll give you bike. I'll give you bike. If that condition will become true, the condition is true. If the condition is true, then a certain thing will be executed, like bike will be bought. But what if the son gets equal to 95%, less than 95%? So that statement, buying of the bike, will not be executed. Condition true, execute the statement or block of. It's not that only one statement, you can put multiple. Such type of statements are called simple if. Now next flavor of if statement is binary. Father telling son, more than 95% bike, more than 95% bike, or else t-shirt, he will give. So both are decided. 95% more than 95, what to do? If not more than 95% also, t-shirt, that is also there. So if condition is true, then you do something else, you do something else. Okay, that is also, but only one will get executed. Only one will get executed. Either if or if else. I mean else part. Either if part or else part, it will execute. Only one part. Now there is one more flavor. There is one more flavor and multiple corresponding statements. Just like when you speak to an interactive voice message for a banking application, or you are trying to book a service repair, customer service repair for AquaGuard water purifier. For English, press 1. हिंदी के लिए 2 दबाइए, तेलुगु కోసం 3 నొక్కండి. Like that, you're getting right. It's a multiple conditions and corresponding multiple corresponding statement you are executing. I will ask you to give me a day number. If you give me 1, I will tell Monday. If you give me 2, Tuesday. 3, Wednesday. 4, Thursday. 5, Friday. 6, Saturday. 7, Sunday. If you give any other number, I'll tell invalid number, because days are only 7. So that is called nota. Nota means none of the above. So such type of things, it is called if, else, if, ladder. Multiple if, just like ladder will have different rungs, right? Rungs of the ladder, it's called. Okay, you put the feet and then you climb. Okay, so rungs of the ladder. So multiple rungs will be there. The first one will be if, the last one will be else, but in between you will have else if, else if, else if. We'll see that. There is one more flavor called nested if. If else is there. Within if, there is one more nested if else. Inside the outer else, there is one more if else. Inside if else. Inside else also one more if else. That is called nested. Nested if. Nested is there many places. Nested for loop, nested while loop, like that. Now the third one, if you see the third one, if else if ladder. Similar to if else if ladder, there is something called as switch case. Case 1, Monday. Case 2, Tuesday. Case 3, Wednesday. Case 7, Sunday. We started from Monday, right? So case 7, Sunday. Case 45, invalid number. So whatever that else if last else is there, no? This default is also similar to. The syntax is different, but they execute similar. This is only when you are doing selection. When you are doing only selection. Selection means only one you are selecting. So whether it is if statement, whether it is simple if else, okay, or if else if ladder, nested if, or switch case default, you will be selecting only one. You will be selecting only one at max. And sometimes even that one will also not happen, may not happen. Simple if is the case. Here it is one of them, but simple if the condition is false, then that one statement will not get executed, not even one. Sometimes we might have to execute from a particular point to a particular point, jumping few steps. It can be positively jumping or negatively. +2, +3, +5 steps, or -1, -3, -7 steps also. So there you have to use I++ if you want to jump one step. I if you want to jump one step negatively backwards. I plus equal to 2, 2 steps. I plus equal to 7, I minus equal to 5. For loop is one of them. A slight variant of for loop is for each loop, also called as enhanced for loop. It is used for, it is used with arrays and collections. It is used with arrays and collections. It is used with arrays and collections. Normal for loop is different. Normal for loop is different. These three names are different, but it is same. For each loop it is called because what is an array? I'll tell you. Even collections, you will take another 10 classes to understand what is collections. It is like group of elements. So for each loop, or it's also called as advanced for loop, or it's also called as enhanced for loop. It is used with arrays and collections. It is used with arrays and collections. In Selenium, we will use a lot of this. Okay, for each loop, okay, we will be using. It is called advanced for loop or enhanced for loop because initially in Java it was not there. Initially it was not there in Java. While loop and do while. There are two types of hotels. Okay, there are two types of hotels we have. First one, we pay first and then take the coupon to the kitchen or whatever, self-service or whatever. So then we eat. First pay, then eat. There are other types of hotels where we eat and then we pay. But suppose money is not there. You eat, but money is not there. Next time they will not allow. Something like that. Okay. In India, old movies, or they will tell for idli batter, right? So the person has to grind the idli batter or dosa batter. Condition true. First condition is checked. That is while loop. First you execute and then you check the condition. Then you check the condition. So this is called do while loop. Do while loop. Sometimes you might have to jump from one part of the program to another part randomly, just like that, abruptly. Okay. So you have break, continue, and return. Break, continue, and return. So control statements, 3 types. Please remember, tomorrow I'll ask everybody. Selection statements, simple if else if ladder, nested if. Okay. And then you have switch case default. Then you have switch case default. Iterative statements you have for loop. Okay. For loop. A slight variation of the for loop, it's called for each loop, advanced for loop, or enhanced for loop. It is used for arrays and collections. It is used with arrays and collections. Then certain conditions are there, certain loops are there where you check the condition first. Then you execute the block of statements. Certain places you will first execute and then. And when it comes to jump statements, you have 3 jump statements. Okay. Break, continue, and then you have return. Okay. Then you have return.
Yes.
Yes, right. Okay. So from the interview standpoint, all are important. From the interview standpoint, all are important. From the project standpoint, all are important. But if you have to ask me which they will ask in the interview, more probability, break and continue. They may ask maximum. What is the difference between break and continue? Most important. Then they will ask when you will use normal for loop, and then when you will use advanced for loop. And they may also ask what is the difference between while loop and do while. Next most important. And they may ask what is nested for loop, nested if. Others are not important, it's important. But then why would an interviewer ask any question? Because of 2 primary reasons. One, direct project applicability. Because the person who is going to take the technical round will be automation lead, not automation manager. First round automation lead with 7 years, 8 years experience usually. So he is also hands-on. So whatever he's doing, he will ask. That is the tendency. Then he will ask from resume also what you are putting. Then he will also ask from the job description based upon. These are the standard questions. But if there is an element of confusion, like break and continue, there can be a confusion. Even you have learned today, but if you are not implementing it, you may forget it within 2 months. You may not be able to articulate in the interview. So that is why it automatically qualifies as an interview question. So break and continue, from my perspective, I might be wrong. Break and continue is the most important from the interview standpoint, project standpoint, everything we use. Then for loop, then while loop, and do while, and then nested if.